definitely meaningful. Just a milestone that I accomplished that I set out as a kid. Always want to be at that stage. I think it's a testament of my hard work, my commitment to the game, my continued belief in myself at the level of a player that I can be and continue to strive to be. So it's definitely a great accomplishment for me personally, and I wouldn't be able to be in this position if it wasn't for the organization, for the team, my teammates, allowing me to come in here as a new player in this system and accepting me for who I am and allowing me to be me.
What person shared the news with you that you would know?
We actually sat and watched the announcement, the pregame show with me, my friends on Zoom, my family on Zoom, since they couldn't be here in person. So we all kind of got the news together. So it was definitely an amazing moment for me and weekend.
Was it sort of like a full circle moment for you? Obviously, you've been talking about it for many years now. So was that kind of like a full circle moment?
I think it's a moment that just solidified everything I was saying. People were looking at me, talking about me crazy on social media when I first came out and opened up about that being one of my goals and saying I'm an all-star. I believe I am one. This dated back to when I first got to the Clippers. And people kind of blasted me and killed me in the media for saying that. But it's the belief I had in myself and my abilities and the work that I continue to put in each and every year, each and every summer, just trying to work on my game, get better, and show the work that I've put in. So for me, it was just like a stick it to the moment. They've always doubted me and my abilities and trying to put me in this box. But I've always believed in myself and that I'm capable of more. So it's a good accomplishment, but it's not the peak for me. There's a lot more to go out and go get. There's a lot more wins that we need to go get. So now it's just focusing back in on how we can close out these last couple games before the break.
You spoke about it a little bit. Is there more motivation now? Because obviously the past couple games, you've been kind of up and down a little bit. So what's kind of the mindset kind of going into the next?
Just being able to watch and see how I can come back in and affect the game. It's not always about coming back in and affecting with my ability, but on a leadership role. When you're able to watch the games and you're not in it, you're able to see certain things that we're missing as a team or things that we can clean up and get better at. So coming back in and filling that void and being more vocal in that leadership role and making sure that we're all tied together, locked in, and on one accord. I know people are saying different things in the media about where we're at, the teams and stuff that we've lost to, games that we should have won, but that doesn't matter now. It's all about locking back in and getting this thing right. Like I said, going into the break and moving forward, because now all these games have a little extra meaning to it because seasons and positioning as we get closer and closer to the postseason. So getting this team back into the belief and the confidence individually and collectively, and going out there and putting on a good brand of basketball going forward.
Obviously, it's been a busy trade deadline. There's a lot of talk about what the Heat may or may not do. Just what's it like, having been around the league for a while now, on days like today where, players are being moved around the league and everything?
I think the biggest thing as players, me being a part of it, being traded multiple times at the deadline, is just controlling what you can control. We know that no matter what happens, it's a business, and if guys do get moved, we're going to show love and support. But we don't really think about it. We talk about the moves and stuff that are happening around the league, but in terms of your name being brought up in trades and things like that, I take it as something meaningful, because if your name's not being brought up, you don't have really value, but teams want you and value and see how you can come in and help their team. So it's a good thing, but we just focus on the moment and what we can control. And if moves do happen, we support. If they don't, we lock in and with the group that we have and go out there and try to get wins.
Do you think coming here to Miami has been able to allow you the platform to show the leader that you are and show the play that you can play, that you are an all-star?
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, previous teams, we had 4 or 5 Hall of Famers, 3 Hall of Famers here. We have 2 multiple All-Star. I know Tyler was All-Star last year, but we don't have that perennial Hall of Fame player, that generational player. So here's, it's more of a collective unit of all of us being tied in and supporting one another. So it's allowed me to come in and showcase my full game, on and off the court, talking to the guys, building chemistry, bringing those guys in, building confidence in them, encouraging them. So those are the leadership skills that I've been able to show being here as the oldest guy, the vet, the most experienced. guy here. So I think it's allowed me to grow as a player and as a person as well. To go out there and step out on the floor every single night. I have to bring a certain mentality, a certain approach. And the guys will follow behind that. Coach has been on me a lot on my play style and how I can be better. And being able to take those lessons as a coach and then build those, send that down to the young guys to see that it's okay to be coachable, it's okay to be yelled at. And it's all about bringing the best out of you. I think being here with the Heat has definitely done that for me.
One more question about last night. The other night, the championship team, what were you guys able to take away from that you said, that can be us? What were you able to take away from that team? That can be us and inspire you?
I think a few things. How together they are. You see the moments and things that they shared. You see how they still click. And talk about the time that they had here. But then just their approach and their mentality and what they went through. Going to get that finals. It wasn't an easy, smooth ride. There's a lot of ups and downs in there. There's a lot of times where they questioned it. But they lifted one another up. They pulled together, and like D-Wade said, he ain't going out like that, and they're able to really band together and get those hard, tough wins to pull out that championship. And those are things that we can take into this season. When things are going tough and things ain't going the right way, guys are in foul trouble or it's an off night, we can really rely on one another, the band together and support and pull out these gritty wins. I think that's the mentality that we took from that night, being around those guys, seeing how bought in and committed they are to fighting and wearing that Heat jersey proudly, and that's what we can take moving forward into this season.